Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Anjana Salakaya Chakra Nimiletan Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jana Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamaham Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Shri Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajiva Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devan Shri Radha Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Litam Shri Visakam Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatrivasya Kurpa Sindhuveva Patitanam Pavanabhya Vaishnavya Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasat Desa Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna, welcome to the Uddhava Gita series. So actually Uddhava Gita start with Canto 1 of Chapter 7, but now we are discussing about the prelude of Uddhava Gita series, prelude of Uddhava Gita. So we had our last two sessions, and we are discussing. We have been discussing about the how the Yadu dynasty has been course on the Yadu dynasty, how it is destroyed, and next how the king of Videha, Nimi Maharaj, meet Navajogendra, the 9 sons of Rishabhadev, 9 sages. Today we are going to discuss about the how to liberate from the material energy, Maya. Very important subject. Nimi Maharaj has asked, 10 questions to Navajogendra, and the reply of these 10 questions that comprises the 5 chapter of 11 canto, first 5 chapter of 11 canto. So now today we are discussing about the 4th question Nimi Maharaj put forward before the sages, 9 sages Navajogendra. So how to liberate from the, how the Maya was, how to free from the Maya, and what is the transcendental nature of the Nārāyaṇa, and also about the Karma Yoga. The 4 questions today we will discuss about this 4 question put forward by Nimi Maharaj to Navajogendra. So the first question he asked, this is the 4th question of Nimi Maharaj. Last 3 questions he asked in the previous chapter. So Nimi Maharaj said that Parasya Vishnu Risasya Mainam Api Mohinam Mayam Veditum Ichchama Bhagavanta Bhavantuna. So these are the very important questions. King Nimi said, now we wish to learn about the illusory potency of the Supreme Personality of God as Sri Vishnu, which bewilders even great mystics. My Lord, please speak to us about this subject. So this kind of question answer discussion, Ishtagosti among the devotees, is very, very essential and paramount important for advancement of the knowledge. It is stated here that why you should discuss all the things. It stated that it is in these beautiful verses. It says that Sanghama Kalho Sadhunam Uvayesam cha Samattaha Yas Sambhasana Samprasana Sarvesam Mitonotisam. When there is a congregation of devotees, the discussion, question and answer become conclusive to both speaker and the audience. Thus, such a meeting is beneficial for everyone, real happiness. So this is the point. The point is that the discussion is very, very important. Krishna consciousness movement is not for the neophyte, obstruct neophytes, beginners who likes gossip, who do not want to study and discuss. It is not meant for the dharma, artha, kama, moksha business. It is not a transcendental lodge, hotel, simply show the devotees and take prasadam and merrymaking. No. Bhaktivedanta Saraswati and Srila Prabhupada very strict, our Gaudiya Acharya. Krishna consciousness movement means association of devotee to hear about Krishna Katha. Unless we hear about Krishna Katha, we cannot develop the love of Godhead. We cannot purify ourselves. Sinmatam Sokatha Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtana. Udam Tustani Avadrani Vidunati Swasata. So we cannot do that. Association of devotees is indispensable, imperative. Therefore, it is stated in this beautiful verses in 11 canto, this canto 30 chapter, that Paraspara Anukathanam Pavanam Bhagavad Jasa Mithораtir Mithastusti Nirbita Mithvatmanaha. One should learn how to associate with devotee of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. This process is most purifying because we are now contaminated. We are infected by modes, by māyā. Today, this question is asked that how the māyā is working, how māyā is bewildering the soul, conditioned soul. This is the question of Nimi Maharaj. As a devotee, thus develop their loving friendship, they feel mutual happiness, satisfaction. Thus encouraging one another, they are able to give up the material sense gratification, which is the cause of all suffering. So this is the point why there is a love feast Prabhupada started. Why Prabhupada, built 108 centers to give everyone an opportunity to associate with devotee. An association of devotee means no chit-chatting gossip. Association of devotee means discussing about the glories of the Lord. Discussing Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam. Madajita madachita matagata pranam bodhayanti parasparam kathanta cha mam nityam dusyanti cha ramanti cha satang prasangam mama veera samvita. That is the association of devotee. That has to be. When that is not being carried out, that is not been pursued or followed the instruction of Acharya, then the whole society become neophyte association. All kind of ego, all kind of gossip, all nonsense will be there. Then it will become, as Prabhupada said, rascaldom, the transcendental lodge, transcendental hotel, cheating, transcendental fraud. Transcendental fraud, Prabhupada used this. So therefore, we should be very careful. If we are serious to go get out from this material existence, go back to Godhead, one has to hear in association of devotee. Otherwise, good luck. So another verses also it is stated in this verse that Vasudeva Katha is very important. This is just like Nimi Maharaj. He's asking, inquiring, Tadvidi Pranipatena Paripresana Sevaya. Vasudeva Katha Prasna Purusam Tin Punnanti. He Bhaktaram Prachakam Sotram Tat Pada Salilam Jatha. He says that the Ganges emanating from the toe of Lord Vishnu purifies the three worlds, the upper, middle, lower planetary system. Similarly, when one asks question about the pastime and characteristic of Lord Vasudeva, Kṛṣṇa, three varieties of men are purified. The speaker, the preacher, and who inquires. The people in general who listens. So how powerful the Kṛṣṇa Katha is that. It helps, it benefits those who are inquiring, listening, those who are preaching, everybody. So on this notes, we will start that how the Nimi Maharaj's first question is that he wants to learn. So we should always a student of Bhagavatam, student of Krishna conscious philosophy. We always try to learn. To write or to speak or to write one line, you should hear 1,000 lines. A good speaker can be a good listener, can be a good speaker, Prabhupada say, 1952, proper put. Simply copy paste, wherever WhatsApp going on, copy paste here and there. No systematic study. Simply copy paste. Neophyte, tomorrow he has, yesterday he got initiated, and some of them not initiated also. They become post. They are posting like big sandarbha and all. Prabhupada wants preacher, not the Instagrammer. Instagrammer to attract the people. First you learn, hear profusely. There is a verse is there, 3:14 something, where it is said that, I'll find out that verse. One should hear from the spiritual master for a long time. Then only you can speak. Not that simply coming and speaking and cut and paste. This is not the way to it. I think 3:14, maybe 19 or something. Let's see. Some nice verse. He says that 3:14, 5 or something. Let's see. That one should hear from the one should hear from the long time. No. One should hear from the spiritual master from the long time. So in this verse, it is said that very important. Two verses. One should hear about Kṛṣṇa Katha from the long time. I forget this verse where it says that one should hear from the spiritual master from a long time. Anyway, we'll see later. So this is the thing, that one should hear from the spiritual master for a long time period. So unless we hear it, we cannot speak. We cannot speak. No, you should hear from the long time. Otherwise, you cannot speak also. So now the Nimi Maharaj is very nicely speaking, asking that we wish to learn about your māyā, how the māyā is working. Here Siddhar Swami is saying that Siddhar Swami has given a purport according to Srila Siddhar Swami, who is the first commentator of Bhagavatam. The various saintly son of Rishabdev will speak about the illusory energy māyā, the means of crossing beyond it, the characteristic of Supreme Personality of Godhead, prescribed duty of human being. There are 4 things in this chapter. In this chapter, first thing is the about the māyā and means of crossing beyond it, characteristic of Supreme Lord, and prescribed duty of human being. So here it is saying that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, the demigod headed by Lord Brahma, and the human being of the earth are all driven by the particular desire of material sense gratification. So they direct their sense toward the research of material knowledge. So in this verse, he says that even the great people, great mystic, they are also bewildered. Even Lord Shiva also say that we are also bewildered by your māyā. In Mohini Murti, when Kṛṣṇa came, so Lord Shiva also himself bewildered, the great of demigod. So in this verse, Lord Shiva say, "Oh my Lord, I who am considered to be the best of the demigods, Lord Brahma, great Rishi headed by Marichi, are born of mode of goodness. Nonetheless, we are bewildered by your illusory energy, cannot understand what is the creation is. Aside from us, what is to be said of others like demons, human beings, who are in the base modes of material nature, Rajaguna and Tamaguna. How will they know you?" So how the powerful, Kṛṣṇa also say, "Mama māyā durata, insurmountable." It's so bewildering. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, a great personality like Lord Shiva bewildered Mohini Murti by seeing the Mohini Murti. Lord Brahma also bewildered. What to speak about the all demigods and human being. Tejavari Mirdham Jathavini Matrasti Sargamishra. He said that first verse of Bhagavatam, he said that Janmadesya Jatan Maditaratascha Artisha Vignyasura Tena Brahmode Adika Muhanti Yes Surya. Muhanti means it bewilders even the demigods. Brahma also bewildered. Brahma also speaking in this verse. Brahma is speaking that I do not know you. Brahma is saying that There are people who say, I know everything about Kṛṣṇa. Let them think that way. As far as I am concerned, I do not wish to speak very much about matter. Oh my Lord, let me say this much. As far as your opulence are concerned, they are all beyond the reach of my mind, body, and what. In another places also, Brahma says in the very beginning that I am very sorry, I am bewildered by you, like a small child. I bewildered, I committed mistake, I stole your, all the cowherd boys without knowing your supremacy. So Nimi Maharaj also speaking that even a great mystic also bewildered by Maya. So now to answer this one, this Navajogendra, they are answering this. And he said that although I am drinking the nectar of your statement about the glories of Supreme Personality of Godhead, my thirst is not yet satiated. Such nectarian description of the Lord and his devotee are actually medicine for conditioned soul like me, who are tormented by the three folds of material existence. What a verse, beautiful point. So he's telling, I'm not satiated. See how Kṛṣṇa Katha is, Tava Katha Amrutam Tapta Jivanam Kavibi Reditam Kalmasopanam. Gopis also they are saying, Tava Katha Amrutam. So Kṛṣṇa Katha is Amrita. You cannot be satisfied. Parikshit Maharaj, when he was asked by Sukadeva Goswami, drink something, he was fasting until death. He told, no. I'm okay. I'm drinking the nectar. I don't feel anything thirsty, anything. The devotee's quality is to hear more and more. They are not satiated. Nimi Maharaj is a great devotee. He is not satiated by Kṛṣṇa Katha. He wants more and more the merrier. Sadhu, sadhu, pade, pade. Sadhu, sadhu, pade, pade. It is said that in this first canto, this Saunakurusian say that Bhayam tuna vrittayam uttama sloka vikrame yes namantam rasa jnanam sadhu, sadhu, pade, pade. So we never tire of hearing transcendental pastime of personality of Godhead, who is glorified by hymns and prayer. Those who have developed a taste for transcendental relationship with him relish hearing his pastime at every moment. So those who are developed the taste for them, every time they want to hear. Nirbitati sair upagiya manad bhavosado sota manovirama. Nirbitatisha. Nirbitatisha means, nibrita means completed. Trisha means material hankering. When a person is completed or finishes material hankering, no more material hankering, he will be releasing Kṛṣṇa Katha. Bhavosado, this is Bhavosado, the medicine. Here also Nimi Maharaj say, this is the medicine. He said that this is the medicine. Those who are tormented by threefold of misery of material existence. This is a medicine for us. Bhavosado, manovi, sota manovirama. Kauttama sloka gunanubhadat. So therefore, those who are not hearing, you should understand that they are not taking the medicine. Although they are suffering from the three folds of material misery, they are not taking medicine. And there is no chance of cure. The first symptoms of advancement is hearing. Ear is the gateway to liberation, the expressway to Godhead. First thing is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati given in the purport, NOI 8, Sravana Dasa. In the beginning, one must be Sravana Dasa, the stage of hearing. If one is not hearing, he is just a certified, just a not certified, rubber stamp beginner, rubber stamp neophytes, who do not want to promote, who do not want to change his status quo and status quo. So therefore, hearing is very, very important. Even it is said in purport, Atmarascha munaya nirgantha piurukarme kurbanti ahitakim bhaktim itam bhuta grinahari. Even the liberated soul, they love to hear. Those who are self-satisfied and unattracted by external material desire are also attracted to the loving service of Kṛṣṇa, whose quality are transcendental, whose activities are wonderful. They also interested, but unfortunately, our neophytes, they have no taste for that. Śrī Antarīkṣa said, O mighty, I am king. By activating material element, the primeval soul of all creation has sent forth all living beings in higher, lower spaces, so that this conditioned soul can cultivate either sense gratification, ultimate liberation, according to their desire. So the Supreme Lord Kṛṣṇa, as expansion, is Mahavishnu. So here it is very nicely purport we will study. He created the material energy. Just like government is creating a jail. He doesn't want to create jail, but for the reformation. If somebody, whole idea of creating a jail to reform the criminals, rehabilitate and reform them. So Kṛṣṇa also created this material world, which is like a jail, to rehabilitate the conditioned soul, or the soul which those who are against or envious or averse to Kṛṣṇa, averse to subordination of Kṛṣṇa, because Kṛṣṇa is the supreme enjoyer, is the supreme master. But supreme master. So Kṛṣṇa is the supreme master. So Kṛṣṇa is the supreme master. So when we do not want to subordinate to him, surrender unto him, then Kṛṣṇa created, just like a criminal, a person who do not want to follow the rules and regulation of the law of land, he has been put in the jail. Similarly, we have been put in the jail for the purpose of rehabilitation, reformation. If we do not want, so similarly here it is said that see, whole things is created for our sense gratification, because we want to enjoy the senses without Kṛṣṇa. We want to separately enjoy senses without Kṛṣṇa. So Kṛṣṇa bhuliya jiva bhagavancha kare, nikatastha maya tare jhapati adhare. So the moment we desire separately to enjoy the senses, then we are being put in the material atmosphere, māyā atmosphere, under the capture of māyā. So here is explaining the Antarīkṣa that this is the conditioned soul. This whole material nature has been created, material world. For this conditioned soul can cultivate either sense gratification or ultimate liberation according to their desire. Either somebody wants to reform or they want to entangle in sense gratification. Either of the case. But sense gratification will bind us perpetually in the continuous cycle of birth and death. Therefore, according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, the illusory energy māyā is explained in this verse with a description of our potency, namely the modes of material nature. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Kṛṣṇa has described māyā as a gunamayi, consisting of three modes. Mama māyā, daive isa gunamayi. Gunamayi means it consists of material mode of nature. Material modes of nature are alluded to in this verse by the word called ubachananiya. So ucha vachani, high and low. Ucha and vachani, high and low species of life. That means various species of life become manifest as do varieties, beauty, ugliness, strength, weakness, and other characteristics within a particular species, according to proportionate development of the mode's nature, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Karanam gunasangasya sadasad janmajanimsa. This is due to living entities, association of material nature, good and evil species. So according to our infection, somebody is mode of goodness, somebody is mode of passion, somebody is mode of ignorance, somebody is mixed mode. In this way, there are 8.4 million species has been created, according to the according to our infection, according to our contamination with modes. There are demigods, there are human beings, there are subhuman creature. The three different species of things. So in this way, this māyā, this Kṛṣṇa has created actually this material world. Another statement is given that how Kṛṣṇa is no similar statement in Kapil. Lord Kapil spoke to devotee that in this verse, my dear Lord, although it is not, this is the conversation between Manu and Kadama Muni. So he says that, my dear Lord, although it is not your desire, you manifest this creation of gross subtle element just for our sensual satisfaction. Let your causeless mercy upon us, for you have appeared before us in your eternal form, add on with splendid wrath up to sleep. So Lord is so merciful. We are part and parcel of the Lord. Lord is so merciful. He wants to enjoy separately. He has given created. You do that. You play. Finally, he will come to me. Because just like a father is waiting, a child is, playing in a beach, making sand castle and all. So he knows that the sand castle is not a permanent thing. It is temporary. It will wash away. Then child will come to me again. So Lord is so merciful. You have given, you play. When you frustrated, you will come to me. Better you come soon. If you are frustrated, come to me. It will take long time. You will be suffering. Every time you're trying to make a sand castle, every time the water will come wash away. Therefore, he created for our sense gratification so that we know the reality of Maya, the predicament of Maya, the precarious stage, nature of Maya, how it is detrimental, how it is excruciatingly painful, so that we will come. Prabhupada also written that at the same time also, he has given side by side, this propaganda work goes on side by side with creation to convince the misguided living entity who are rotting in this material world to come back to him, to surrender unto him. Therefore, the last instruction of Bhagavad Gita, give up all your manufactured engagement in the material world and just surrender unto me. Give up all kind of manufactured engagement. I shall protect you from all sinful reacts. This is the Maya actually. So Lord has created here. The super soul enters the material bodies of the created being, activates the mind and senses, thus causes the condition to approach the three modes of material nature for the sense gratification. So here also we are not independent. The super soul, sarvabhutanam hudasya tishtati Arjuna. So super soul which exists in every body, soul and super soul both. Super soul activate, then only we can interact with modes of nature. This following is a summary of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur commentary on this work. The one super soul entered the gross material element, earth, water, fire, and ether. Uses the activated material mind to subtly divide the sensory activity of conditioned soul among the five knowledge acquiring senses, the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. By further gross division, five working senses, hands, legs, speech, genitals, sonos. Because the liberated soul have a strong tendency to serve the Lord. They are not attracted by the duality of material good and evil. Derive their pleasure through devotion and love for Supreme Personality of Godhead, who eternally enjoy his own transcendental pastime beyond the material manifestation. When the conditioned soul forget their loving relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead, they develop illicit desire. Therefore, unable to solve the form and taste fragrance of another aspect of Lord Vishnu, these souls become bound to bitter fruits of fruitive activities. But if the love of God is somehow or other awakened, the conditioned soul can dovetail in their sensory activity in the service of the Lord's transcendental purpose. So this is the thing, how the super soul activate, and the builder soul, which those who are averse to the Krishna consciousness, they enjoy the sense gratification process. Because we cannot enjoy without the five elements, five water, air, ether, five working senses, five knowledge acquiring senses. All these things needed. You need hands, legs, eyes, ears, tongue, see. By through only we can enjoy. So to activate all the things, all the elements which are required, the super soul activate all these working sense, the elements, create the five basic elements, the working senses, knowledge acquiring senses. All the things is activated by super soul, so that we can enjoy, we can sense gratify. The individual living being, the master of the material body, uses his material senses which have been activated by super soul, try to enjoy sense object composed of the three modes of nature. Thus they misidentify the created material body with the unborn eternal self and become entangled in the illusory energy of the Lord. This is very important. So here it is said that when it is activated, super soul activated all these modes of material nature, activated all the senses, material senses, then the living entity conditions for trying to enjoy the sense object composed of three modes of material nature. So thus he misidentified. He's thinking that I am the body because he is using all this bodily thing, gross and subtle body, to enjoy the sense of that. Therefore, he is identifying, oh, I am enjoying. Actually, he is not misidentify the body. Body is enjoying, you are not enjoying. So he's thinking misidentify as a body. First forgetfulness, first misidentity, identification starts with that. Impelled by the deep-rooted material desire, the embodied living entity engages in active senses, organs in fruitive activity. So now the karma will come into the picture. When they are trying to gratify their senses through the sense organs, which is activated by super soul, so they develop the illicit desire. I want this, I want this, I want to enjoy this, I want to go to McDonald's, I want to go to casino, I want to go to brothel. In this way, they have so many illicit fruitive activities which has got reaction. Every action has got a reaction, either good, bad, or mixed. So they are engaged in fruitive activities. He then experienced the result of his material action by wandering throughout the world in so-called happiness. This is very important point. Then, as he is engaged in so many activities, fruitive activities, according to karma, according to his action, just like Newtonian law of action, every action has equal and opposite reaction. Similarly, according to action, either good or bad or mixed, he is now getting the reaction, either good or bad. If it is good, he goes to heavenly planet, or he is enjoying, or he become Bill Gates, or he is become Elon Musk, Ambani, Adnani. If he is doing something which is mixed, is mixed suffering and happiness. Sometimes suffering, he is not doing bad work, he is suffering. So in this way, we are rotting and rotating in this material world. We are wandering throughout the world, so-called happiness and distress, according to our karma. Somebody is Bill Gates, somebody is gatekeeper, somebody is poor, somebody is prince, somebody is saint, somebody is sinner. In this way, we are rotating. It is stated in many verses, Bhagavatam also, same things. So in this verses, Narada Muni also spoke to Pachinabaris. He said that covered by mode of ignorance in material nature, living entity, sometimes a male, sometimes a female, sometimes an inner, sometimes a human being, sometimes a demigod, sometimes bird, an animal, so on. In this way, is wandering within the material world. His acceptance of different bodies is brought about his activity under the influence of modes of nature. So according to his activity, same thing has been explained here. So now we can go, what is the next one? See, thus the conditioned living entity is forced to experience repeated birth and death, impelled by the reaction of his own activities. He helplessly wanders from one inauspicious situation to another, suffering from moments of creation until the time of cosmic annihilation. So there's a cosmic annihilation is there. There's a creation, because this material world is bhuta pralayate. It has got a expiry date. So Kṛṣṇa is created, and he has given a chance to all the conditioned soul who are against Kṛṣṇa, envious of Kṛṣṇa, averse to the subordination of Kṛṣṇa, who turns away from Kṛṣṇa. So he has given a chance, just like a government has given a chance to criminal for the reform. Similarly, Kṛṣṇa has given a chance. You want to reform or not? If you do not want to reform, you want to enjoy sense, then till expiration of this material world, because this material world, Kṛṣṇa says, Bhagavad Gita, bhuta pralayate, this has got expiration date. When Brahma dies, or Brahma night, it has got partial devastation. When Brahma dies, complete wind up. That is called full annihilation. So it has got annihilation or expiry date, this material world. So this conditioned soul who is not willing to reform and go back to Godhead, just like a criminal who do not want to release from the jail, he will be like, languishing in the jail until jail exists. When jail expired, they are expired. I mean to say, up to that point of time. So they will undergo repeated birth and death until cosmic annihilation. In punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam, punarapi janani yesterday. From one womb to another. This is all inauspicious situation. Material world means inauspicious situation. Because it is infected by modes of material nature. It has got a principal measure of birth, death, disease, old age. Therefore, it is called inauspicious. Abhadra. Nasta prayasu abhadra. It's abhadra. Inauspicious. Bhadra means auspicious. Subhadra. Very auspicious. So, inauspicious situation. Until the cosmic annihilation. Then what happened? When the annihilation of the material element is imminent, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his form of eternal time, withdraws the manifest cosmos, consisting of gross subtle feature. The entire universe vanishes into non-manifestness. So when Kṛṣṇa, just like a government, want to close this jail. Similarly, when Kṛṣṇa withdraw all the entire, he says that Jasyeka Nishwasita Kalam Atavalamba Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadandanata. By inhaling and exhaling, we exhaling virus is coming out. But Kṛṣṇa exhaling, all this world is coming out. Jasyeka Nishwasita Kalam Atavalamba Jivanti Loma Vilaja. From his pores of the skin, hair, so many universes, millions, zillions, billions, trillions of universes created. When he inhaling, everything is withdrawn, non-manifested. Everything is vanished. And that period is 311 trillion and 40 billion. That is the duration of Brahma. When Brahma dies, everything becomes annihilated. There is a partial annihilation in Brahma at the night when sleeps also. So what happened? What happened to the living entity? Where they go? The cosmic annihilation approaches. A terrible drought take place on the earth for 100 years. For 100 years, heat of the sun gradually increases. The blazing heat begins to torment the three worlds. So this is a process of annihilation, how the material world is created, for what purpose it is created, what is māyā. Everything is given in this beautiful explanation. Beginning from the Patalaloka, fire grows emanating from the mouth of Lord Sankarsana. Its flame shooting upward, driven by great wind, it scorches everything in all directions. The fire is coming out from this Sankarsana, from the Patalaloka. Hordes of clouds called Samvartak pour torrents of rain for 100 years, floating down in the rain drops as long as trunk of an elephant. Deadly rainfall submerges the entire universe in water. Then after this fire, then rain comes, devastating sun and Samvartaka rain. That devastating rain, Indra sent to devastate the Braj Vrindavan. Kṛṣṇa says, set up nonsense. What are you doing? You are showing up your strength. Bravado means show up. You are showing up your strength. You are, what do you say? Very nice English words, I forgot. You are, but Kṛṣṇa took the Govardhan in left-handed, challenge the strength of Indra. Come on, you are a demigod. Don't try to be smart. Then Vairaja Brahma, the soul of the universe, from gifts of his universal body, O king, enter into the subtle unmanifested nature like a fire that has run out of fuel. Even Brahma also, Brahma Bhuvala Lokupunaravartina. The Brahma, the first created being, he also has to give up. He is also merged into subtle. Because Brahma is created by the Vishnu, as Garbhodakya Vishnu, from the navel of Vishnu. When the annihilation comes, cosmic annihilation, Brahma also has to enter into the unmanifested nature, subtle unmanifested nature. According to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the word Vairaja in this verse indicates the totality of individual conditioned soul, who originally takes birth from Brahma and all amalgamated back into him the time of annihilation. By the manifestation of Virata Purusha, the universal form of the Lord, there is a temporary display of the forms and quality and activity within the material creation. But the entire cosmic sense revert to the inert formless. and the creation is withdrawn by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, Lord's universal form cannot be accepted as the eternal form of the Lord. So annihilation take place means everything will be now into subtle. The time of final annihilation, all the self-realized soul enter with Brahma into supreme, supreme abode. This, since Brahma is sometimes considered the best devotee of the Supreme Lord, he surely should obtain liberation rather than merely entering into the unmanifest state of material nature called Abhyakta. In connection, Sridhar Swami point out that there is a class of non-devotee who attend the planet of Brahma by performing Ashwamedha Yajna and other sacrifice. In certain cases, Brahma himself may not be a devotee of the personality of Godhead. The words Abhyakta Visata Sukham can be understood to indicate that such a non-devotee Brahma cannot enter to spiritual sky, despite having achieved the ultimate universal status of material expertise. When Brahma is a devotee of Supreme Lord, Abhyaktam can be taken into indicate spiritual. So here it is said that Brahma also, if Brahma is a non-devotee, because sometimes to become a Brahma is a post. Sometimes who has done some heap of pious activities, sacrifices, fire sacrifices, they can become a Brahma. But he may not be a devotee. He is very ritualistic. He did some fire sacrifice and all. That Brahma will be again unmanifested, go to unmanifested form. Just like in the beginning they are unmanifested and creation takes place, they got a form, unmanifested form. They cannot be liberated. They will not get a spiritual form. They will be unmanifested. Again, when creation comes, they will be given again the chance to reform. If they do not reform, again they will be unmanifested form. In this way, it is going on. Therefore, we are called Nitya Baddha. Eternally, we are conditions. Once we go back to Godhead, when we reform and go to spiritual sky with our spiritual body, that time we will stop. We will not be affected by annihilation and all. This annihilation only in the material world, not spiritual world. Deprived of its quality, aroma, the wind element earth is transformed into water. Water deprives of its taste, by same wind is merged into fire. So it's a reverse direction. How it is created, supposing it created like fire, water, ether, same things, it will be reverse direction, it will be collapse. Fire deprives of its form by darkness, dissolve into element air. When air loses its quality, touched up by influence of space, the air merges into space. And space is deprived its tangible quality by Supreme Soul in the form of time. Space merges into false ego in the mode of ignorance. So when it is created, first the ether is created, sky. Then slowly it's fire, water, earth, like this it is created. When it is dissolved, it dissolved from the other way around, reverse. Everything will be together, merged. My dear king, the material senses and intelligence merge into false ego in the mode of passion, from which they arose. Mind, along with the demigods, merge into false ego in the mode of goodness. And total false ego, along with all its quality, merge into Mahatattva. So again, the false ego is their last point. The false ego, the subtle things. So all the mind, intelligence, false ego, because material body means the 5 elements: fire, water, the Kṛṣṇa say, fire, water, ether, fire, air. So all these 5 elements plus 3 subtle, mind, intelligent, ego. All these things again go back. False ego also, according to our modes of nature, supposing I am a demigod, false ego in the mode of goodness, merge into false ego in the mode of goodness. So everything become now when at the time of manifestation. And they all this quality being merged into Mahatattva, this material nature, in an unmanifested form. That is called Mahatattva or Pradhan. Then again creation will come. Then Kala, at the form of time, Lord glances over the Mahatattva, this material nature. And then 3 modes of material nature activated. Material nature is activated. In this way, so many conditions will again will awaken up, just like sleeping. And they will awaken up again. They will start again working. I have now described Maya, the illusory energy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. This illusory potency, consisting of 3 modes of material nature, is empowered by Lord's for the creation, maintenance, annihilation of material universe. Now, what more do you wish to hear? So these are empowerment. Krishna says, Mama Maya, Daiva Isa Gunamaya. This Maya is mine, Daiva. It's Krishna's energy. It is empowered by Krishna for the maintenance, for the creation, maintenance, and annihilation. So this is the energy of the Lord, potency of the Lord. Now, this is the answer to first question, how the Maya is working. That how Lord is created, how Lord is created this material nature. Mahatattva created all the elements, 5 elements of material nature, working senses, all the things. Then he activated the soul to activated all the sense so that they can go for sense enjoyment. They can engage in fruitive activities. So those who are intelligent, those who are somehow or another fortunate, they will try to get liberated. And if those who are not, they will be like repeatedly, continuously take birth, continuously die and take birth, repeated birth, undergo the repeated birth until the cosmic annihilation. Cosmic annihilation, everybody will again merge into the formless one, where it is being generated. This material nature, Mahatattva, also the potency of the Lord. When Lord is according to his will, he manifested, then he unmanifested. Bhuta Bhuta Pralayate. King Nimi said, "O great sage, please explain how even a foolish materialistic can easily cross over the illusory energy of Supreme Lord, which is always insurmountable for those who are not self-controlled." It's a very important question. Everybody in material world are under the clutches of Maya, illusory energy of the Lord. So now the important question asks how to liberate it from the energy. The title of this chapter is how to get liberation from the illusory energy. The same question has been asked. Very important question. Everybody should know how we can get out from this illusory energy, from the clutches of illusory energy. To answer this, Śrī Prabuddha Uvaca, very nice verses. The 3 verses are up to 33, very important verses are there. The Prabhupada says, accepting the roles of male, female in human society, the conditions will unite in sexual relationship. Thus, they constantly make material endeavors to eliminate their unhappiness and unlimitedly increase their pleasure. But one should see that they inevitably achieve exactly opposite result. In other words, their happiness inevitably vanishes and they grow older, their material discomfort. So this is very, very important point. See, everybody accepting a male and female in human society, conditions all unite in sexual relationship. Thus, they constantly make my endeavor. This is happening. Gruhakshetra Sutattva Vitere, as soon as we are getting married, or male and female, then they will think of how to become happy, how to eliminate all happiness, how to increase our pleasure. First thing they want a house, Gruhakshetra Sutattva Vitere, they want one house to stay. They have to buy one house, comfortable living. They want some bank balance land. They want Gruhakshetra Sutapta children. They want to maintain the children. That will increase happiness. Children means happiness, expand your pleasure. Then they will be, they will have, they want to maintain the society, relatives, and all the things. Gruhakshetra Sutapta Bite Janasya Moham Maham Mameti. In this way, they are illusion. They are thinking that, and they are happy. What is that called? Happy home, sweet home. But there is no sweet. As they grow old, inevitably this displeasure is come. They will achieve exactly opposite result. In other words, the happiness inevitably vanishes. They grow older, the material discomfort also, discomfort increases. So this is the thing. So they do not know that. Wealth is perpetual source of distress. It is most difficult to acquire. It is virtual death for the soul. Therefore, what satisfaction does one actually gain from his wealth? Similarly, how can one enjoy any genuine happiness from the things, and those things that are gained are maintained by one's hard-earned money, such as home, children, relative, domestic animals, since they are all temporary? So it is temporary. So one happiness, because as soon as they get married, they want to go work day and night, like a dog and hawk, to earn money. Without money, they cannot. But everything is everything is temporary. Their home, children, relative, domestic animal, everything is temporary. In course of time, it will vanish. Krishna says, Muttu sarvasya chaham. At the time of death, everything will be taken out forcibly. Their possession, their friends, relative, their assets, associations, everything will be taken away forcibly. So therefore, it is temporary. What gain we can get? What happiness we can get? Although they are trying to be happy, but it's temporary. One cannot find permanent happiness even on the heavenly planets, which one can attain in the next life by ritualistic ceremony and sacrifices. Even in the material heaven, the living entity is disturbed by rivalry with equal and envy of those superior to him. And since one resides in the heaven is finished with the exhaustion of the result of one's past activities, the denizens of heaven are afflicted by fear, anticipating destruction of their heavenly life. Thus they resemble kings who, though enviously admired by ordinary citizens, are constantly harassed by enemy kings who therefore never attain actual happiness. So here somebody will say that, okay, I will go do pious activities, go to heaven, then I will have a permanent happiness, deluxe form of happiness. No, in heavenly planet also there is a duration of life, although it is prolonged. The duration of life is much more prolonged than this human life. Indra and Chandra, they will live for prolonged life like Brahma, but they have to again come back. Once their pious activities has been exhausted, just like I have got so much money, I got lottery. I can I was staying in India somewhere in suburb, then I got lottery, or I got some money, not lottery. Lottery is by chance. No, here it is a pious activity. Somehow and other by my earning hard, so I got so much money, I become rich, rags to riches. But once the riches exhausted, I again become rags. Similarly, when the pious activities, supposing I got $1,000,000, after I exhausted $1,000,000, I become zero, again poor. Similarly, those who goes to heavenly planet, and once their pious activities exhausted, they will come down again. Also, in heavenly planet, there is always a rivalry. So everywhere there is a rivalry. So there is no permanent happiness in heaven. So what is the result? Because Nimi Maharaj is asking how to free from the māyā. Even a foolish person can free from māyā, illusory potency. Because illusory potency, by infected by under the influence of māyā only, one is trying to become a permanent in a very non-permanent atmosphere. Our existence is a non-existential atmosphere. It's an existential dissension dilemma. It's like making a house on the bridge and making a sand castle thinking that it is a permanent. That is called māyā. So under the influence of māyā, everybody thinking I want to be happy. Even a hawk who eating still, he is thinking I am happy. Even a person who is in hospital is thinking I am very good, I am cool. See, therefore, Nimi Maharaj is asking a very valid and very important questions, that how to free from that influence of māyā. So here the answer has been given very nice, this word. Tasmad gurum prapadyate jigyasu shreya uttamam sabde pareshanisnatam brahmani upasamasrayam. Here the Prabuddha answered, therefore any person who seriously desire real happiness must seek a bona fide spiritual master and take shelter of him by initiation. The qualification of bona fide guru is that he has realized the conclusion of the scripture by deliberation, is able to convince others of these conclusions. Such great personality who have taken shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead, leaving aside all material considerations, should be understood to be a bona fide spiritual master. So here in this verse, it is said that those who are seriously, seriously want real happiness, not the impermanent happiness of enjoying in this material world with sexual relationship, with house, children, home, financial, with money. No, these are temporary. Even in heavenly planet, temporary. But those who want real permanent happiness, they should take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Those who are serious. Qualification of a disciple means he has to be serious. No, I want real happiness. I don't want this temporary, transient happiness. Then he should ask. Then, when one is serious, not that who is not serious simply for the fashion's sake, I want a guru, I want, just like, Prabhupada said that we are, some people are the rich men, they are keeping dogs. It's a fashion, keeping dog. You cannot keep a spiritual master as if like you are keeping a dog, as a fashion, matter of fashion. No. One should approach a spiritual master. His qualification must be, he should be serious. He should be serious to, seriously desires to real happiness. I want to get out from this temporary world. I want the permanent. And who is that bona fide spiritual master? The qualification of bona fide spiritual master means he has realized the scripture by deliberation. He is not just theoretical knowledge. He has himself conducted his life according to the statement of the scripture. That is called realized soul, or realized the scriptures. They are called bona fide guru. Not simply, I know so many things. Nowadays, people simply no practice, smoking, and you will say stop smoking. They are smoking, they will propaganda, stop smoking, smoking is bad. One of the, Bollywood heroine is so much propaganda, animals killing, stop, stop. In kitchen, he is taking the non-vegetarian. That is, what you say, impostor. That is duplicity, diplomats. This is not real thing. Here it says that realized means who is practicing also. Such a great personality who have taken shelter of supreme law, living inside all material consideration. Not only he realized soul who knows the scripture by deliberation, also he has lived all the material consideration and completely 100% takes shelter of the supreme law. That means he's a pure devotee. Should be understood to be a bona fide spiritual master. So therefore, you want real happiness means you should approach a bona fide spiritual master. The characteristic of disciple and spiritual master has been given in this verse. So what is the result if you do so? So next verse says, he said that the result is that supposing you approach a spiritual master bona fide and you want seriously get out from this, what will happen? This is a very big purport given, very nice purport. So here say that Tatra Bhagavatam Dharman Sikhyat Guruatma Daivataha. Accepting the bona fide spiritual master as one's life and soul, worshipable deity, disciples should learn from in the process of pure devotional service. Not simply, oh, I am serious, I accepted Guru, just like admission. Admission is formality, but knowledge is important, Prabhupada says. So, learn from him. What to learn? Not learn the stock market, about the stock market. No, to learn the process of pure devotional service. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, the soul of all soul, is inclined to give himself to his pure devotee. Why we should learn process of pure devotional service? Because Lord himself gives himself to a pure devotee. Therefore, the disciples should learn from spiritual masters who serve the Lord without duplicity in such a faithful, favorable way that Supreme Lord, being satisfied, will offer himself to the faithful disciple. How Lord is very anuvajjati. Now, Kṛṣṇa also say many verses. He say that aham bhakta paradhina swatantra bhadija sadhavi gastodaya sadhavi gastodaya. So Kṛṣṇa gives himself to the devotee. Anubrajami aham nityam. Kṛṣṇa say, I follow my devotee. So that is the result of approaching a spiritual master and learning pure devotional service. Then once Kṛṣṇa will give, Kṛṣṇa is called, what is that called? Kṛṣṇa Bhakti Akarshani. He was attracted by bhakti. Kṛṣṇa is all attractive, but he is attracted by bhakti. A sincere disciple should learn to disassociate mind from everything material and positively cultivate association with his spiritual master and other saintly devotee. He should be merciful to those in an inferior position to him, cultivate friendship of those in equal level, meekly serve those on higher spiritual position. Thus, he should learn to deal properly with loving me. A very important point also. First of all, he should association is very important. He should disassociate which is not favorable and associated with spiritual master and the devotees. And he should be merciful to inferior. How to deal? When he is a devotee, he should deal with this inferior, his inferior, with merciful. What is that merciful means? Merciful to those in an inferior position to him means preach them about Krishna consciousness. Preach them whatever he has learned from his spiritual master or the pure devotional service, process of pure devotional service. Cultivate friendship with an equal level. Nectar of instruction also, Rupa Goswami say, meekly serve those one in higher spiritual position. You should serve the senior devotees. Friendship with your peer, your contemporary. And so merciful means preach them. Serve those in higher spiritual position means not only physically serve, also you should learn from them, hear from them. Thus, you should learn to deal properly with all living beings. Very nice purport verses are there. Narada Muni also say that, some verses. So many. So in this way, he should deal, he should conduct his life, the devotees. Then another point, to serve the spiritual master, the disciple should learn cleanliness, austerity, tolerance, silence, study of Vedic knowledge, simplicity, celibacy, non-violence, equanimity in the face of material duality such as heat, cold, happiness, distress. These are the quality one should learn. One should practice meditation constantly, seeing oneself to be an eternal cognizant spirit soul, seeing the Lord to be the absolute controller of everything. To increase one meditation, one should live in a secluded place, give up the false attachment to one's home and household paraphernalia, giving up the decoration of temporary material body. One should dress himself with scrap of cloth found in rejected place or with the bark of trees. In this way, one should learn satisfied in material situation. It is therefore so is for preaching purpose. Prabhupada used to say in this age, however, most urgent necessity is for preaching the message of Bhagavad Gita throughout the human society. It's an urgent necessity. Therefore, it is recommended Vaishnava dress with clean and neat cloth covering the body and decently, so that conditioned soul will not be frightened or repulsed by the severe penance of the Vaishnava. Kali Yuga conditioned soul are extremely attached to the material sense gratification. Extreme austerity are not appreciated. But instead of considered abominable denial of the flesh, of course, austerity is required for spiritual advancement. A practical example said by Srila Prabhupada in successful spreading the Krishna consciousness movement was that all material things should be used to attract people to Krishna consciousness. That is our philosophy. All material things should be attracted. Therefore, Vaishnava may at time adopt ordinary dress to solve the higher principle of distributing Krishna consciousness. In any case, one should learn to be satisfied in any material situation so as to prepare for the moment of death. According to Bhagavad Gita, the time of death is very important, because in time of death, our consciousness should be always fixed on Krishna consciousness. So therefore, for our main urgent duty is to preach Krishna consciousness. So therefore, we should Prabhupada say neat, clean. Of course, austerity is necessary, but for the preaching purpose, we should, just like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Sannyasi are not meant to be go by vehicles or wear overcoat. He was wearing overcoat. For preaching purpose, everything can be. Just like Rupa Goswami say that that everything can be used. That is called real Yukta Vairagya Uchate. Nirbandha Kṛṣṇa Sambandhe. Prapanchaiketa Buddha Anasakta Visaya. What is that? Anasakta Visaya. Everything should be Nirbandha Kṛṣṇa Sambandhe Yukta Vairagya Uchate. Upaharam Nijunjata. One should have firm faith that he will achieve all success life by following the scripture, describe the glories of Supreme Personality of Godhead Bhagavan. At the same time, one should avoid blaspheming other scripture. One should rigidly control mind, speech, bodily activity, always speak the truth, bring the mind, sense under full control. Shraddha means Shraddha Sabde Vishwasa Kaya Sudhuranisha. Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Krama Kittoye. By rendering transcendental loving service to Krishna, one automatically performs all subsidiary activities. So one should have a firm faith that we will get success by following the scriptures, following the spiritual master. One should hear, glorify, meditate upon the wonderful transcendental activities of the Lord. One should specially become absorbed in the appearance, activity, quality, holy name of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, inspired, one should perform all one's daily activities and offering to the Lord. One should perform sacrifice, charity, penance exclusively for the Lord's satisfaction. Similarly, one should chant on those mantras which glorify Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, all one's religious activities should be performed as an offering to the Lord. Whatever one finds pleasing, enjoyable, he should immediately offer to the Supreme Lord. When his wife, children, home, every life are offered at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna also say, Yat karosi yadasnasi yad josi dadasya tat kurusa madaparam. One who desires his ultimate self-interest should cultivate friendship with those persons who have accepted Krishna as the Lord of their life. One should further develop an attitude of service towards all living beings. One should especially try to help those human form of life, among them especially those who accept principle of religious behavior. Among the religious person, one should especially render service to the pure devotee of Supreme Personality of God. It is very important. One should serve the pure devotee of the Lord. One should learn how to associate with devotee of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. This process is most purifying. As devotees thus develop their loving friendship, they feel mutual happiness, satisfaction. Thus, by encouraging one another, they are able to give up the material gratification, which is the cause of also. By association, the absolute necessity of association of devotee. Therefore, we have the Sunday love feast. All the center is meant to cater or provide this facility of association of devotees. The devotee of the Lord constantly discuss the glories of personality of God among them. So this is the devotee quality. Devotee is not chit-chatting, Thus, they constantly remember the Lord and they remind one another of his quality of pastime. In this way, by the devotion to the principle of Bhakti Yoga, devotee please the personality of God. So Lord is pleased by this way, who takes away from everything inauspicious, being purified all impediment, devotee awakened to the pure love of Godhead. Thus, even within the world, the spiritualized body exhibit symptoms of transcendental ecstasy, such as standing of the bodily hair on the end. This is the process. Association of devotee means discuss about Krishna Katha. In this way, we will attain the pure love of God. Having Jasyang Bhai Sriyamanam Krishna Parama Purusha, Bhakti Rutpadayate Punsa, Bhakti will awaken. Having achieved the love of God, the devotee sometimes weep loudly, absorbed in thought of the infallible Lord. Sometimes they love, feel great pleasure, speak out loud to the Lord, dance or sing. So devotee having transcended a material condition life, sometimes imitate the unborn Supreme by acting out of his pastime, and sometimes achieving his personal audience. They remain peaceful and silent. So these are the highest stage of love of Godhead. The ecstasy will manifest not artificially. The final verse he says that thus learning science of devotional service, practically engaged in devotional service of the Lord, the devotee comes to the stage of love of Godhead. By complete devotion to the Supreme Lord Nārāyaṇa, the devotee easily crosses over the illusory energy of māyā, which is extremely difficult to cross. This is the process. Krishna also say, Krishna did not describe completely here, description is there. How the process. Krishna say that mama maya duratai, daive isha guna mai mama maya duratai, mamaya prapandyante, maya metam karanti. Who take shelter of me, they can cross. But how to take shelter of me, this is very important point. This is elaborately described here to approach a spiritual master, seriously cultivate devotional service in association of devotee. In this way, one will gain this pure devotional service and get out from the cross over the illusory energy of Maya. Now the next question he asked in this chapter, another two questions he asked. Please explain me the transcendental situation of Supreme Lord Nārāyaṇa, who is himself absolute truth, the super soul of everyone. You can explain this to me because you are almost expert in transcendental knowledge. He is asking about the qualities of Nārāyaṇa, Supreme Lord. So he explained that Supreme Lord, this therefore, there is another Navajogendra Pippalāyana. He says that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the cause of creation, maintenance, destruction of the universe. Yet he has no prior cause. He prevents various states of wakefulness, dreaming, unconsciousness, deep sleep, also exist beyond them. By entering the body of every living being as a soul, he enlivens body, sense, life affairs, mental activities, because all subtle gross organs of the body begin their function. My dear king, know that personality of Godhead to be supreme. This is also same thing, Anadi Radri Govindaya Sarva Karana Karana. Neither the mind nor the faculty of speech, sight, intelligence, life, power, or any of the senses are capable of penetrating the supreme truth, any more than small spark can affect the original fire from which they are generated. Not even the authoritative language of the Veda can perfectly describe the supreme truth, since Vedas themselves disclaim possibility that truth can be expressed by the word. But through indirect reference of the Vedic sound does serve as evidence of supreme truth. Since without existence of the supreme truth, various restrictions found in Veda would have no ultimate purpose. Is a very important thing. No, small spark generated by a blazing fire have no power to illuminate the original fire, nor can they burn it. The quantity of the heat and light in the original fire is always superior to quantity of found in insignificant spark. Similarly, the minute living entity is generated from internal potential of Supreme Personality of Godhead, stated Vedanta Sutra Janmadesjata Bhagavad Gita Aham Sarvasya Prabhava. Mohamsa Jivo Loko Jivotta Sanatan. Minute living entity being Ansaha, a spark of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, can never equal to Supreme Lord in the quantity of their potency. The quantity of knowledge and bliss in the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always superior. Therefore, when a foolish conditioned soul tries to illuminate the subject matter of the highest truth with a tiny brain, he merely illuminates his own foolishness. The personality of Godhead has personally spoken Bhagavad Gita, which is the blazing fire of perfect knowledge that burnt in the ashes of insignificant speculation, theory of so-called philosophers, scientists regarding the ultimate. See, this is a very important point. Lord is unlimited. Our limited brain, we cannot. The big purport is given on this very important verse. So here say originally one, the absolute Brahman comes to be known as threefold, manifesting itself as three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, ignorance. Brahman further expands its potency, thus power to act, the power of consciousness become manifest, along the false ego which covered the identity of conditioned living being. Thus by the expansion of multipotency of the absolute demigods, the embodiment knowledge become manifest, along with the material sense, their object, result of material activity, namely happiness, distress. In this way, manifestation of material world take place as the subtle cause and the material effect, visible appearance, gross material object. Brahman, who is the source of all subtle gross manifestation, is simultaneously transcendental. So the very important point also here. How the creation happened. First start with from the Brahman. From the Brahman, everything has started, Absolute, originally one, the absolute Brahman comes to be known as threefolds. Goodness, passion, ignorance. So everything emanates from the Brahman, which is a unmanifested form of the Lord. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti sabjati. Brahman, the eternal soul, was never born and will never die, nor does it grow and decay. That spiritual soul is actually knower of youth, middle age, death of material body. Because the soul can be understood to be pure consciousness, existing everywhere at all time, never being destroyed. Just as the life air within the body, although one become manifest as a many in contact with various materials, and the one soul appears assume various material designation in the contact with material body. So this is the only one soul which is Sarvakalam Idam Brahma. Spirit soul is born in many different species of life within the material world. Some species are born from eggs, from other embryos, other from seeds of plant trees, other from perspiration. But in all species of life, the prana, the vital air, remains unchanging and follow the spirit soul from the body to another body. Similarly, spirit soul is eternally same despite its material condition of life. A practical experience is when we are absorbed in deep sleep without dreaming, material sense become inactive. Even the mind and false ego are merged into dormant condition. But although the sense mind false ego are inactive, one remembers upon waking that he is the soul, that he, the soul, was peacefully sleeping. See, this is the condition that how we are soul. We are not this body actually. When one seriously engaged in devotional service, the personality of Godhead, fixing Lord's lotus feet within one's heart as the only goal of life, one can destroy the innumerable impure desire lodged within the heart as a result of one's previous fruitive activity within the three modes of material life. When the heart is thus purified, one can directly perceive both the Supreme Lord and oneself as transcendental entities. Thus, one becomes perfect in spiritual understanding through direct experience, just as one can directly experience the sunshine through normal healthy living. Very important. By devotional service only, we can all this desire, illicit desire, can be removed. Just like a sun, when cloud is removed, we can see the sun very clearly. King Nimi said, "Oh great sage, please speak to us." This is about the nature of the Brahman. Nature of the Brahman has been given. Now, King Nimi is asking the last question in this chapter. Please speak about the process of karma yoga, purified by the process of dedicating one practical work to Supreme. As a person can very quickly free himself from the material activity, even in this life, thus enjoy pure life on the transcendental platform. This is very important because everybody is engaged in some kind of activities, fruitive activities, some kind of activities. How to purify that activity? As long as our activities has not purified, it has got reaction. To suffer or enjoy the reaction, we have to take bath. In this way, we are rotting and rotating in this material world since time immemorial to the cosmic annihilations. Cosmic annihilation. Once in the past, in the presence of my father Maharaj Ikkyuku, I placed the similar question before four great sages who were son of Lord Brahma. But they did not answer my question. Please explain the reaction for this. So his actually Nimi Maharaj is the son of Ikkyuku, where Bhagavad Gita is spoken to Vivāsan, Vivāsan spoke to Manu, Manu to Ikkyuku. Now Nimi Maharaj, the son, he told that the same question I asked, that what is karma yoga, the process of activities that can purify all this illicit desire, all this inability, all this infection. I asked to the four Kumaras, but they did not answer. Why they did not answer? They are also very, great soul. But because Nimi Maharaj that time young boy, he cannot understand it. Therefore, they did not answer it. Now, the Āvirhotra, another Navajogendra, one of the Navajogendra, he replied, prescribed duty, non-performance of such duty, forbidden activity are topics can properly understand through the authorized study of Vedic literature. This difficult subject matter can never be understood by mundane speculation. The authorized Vedic literature is the sound incarnation of personality of God in himself. Thus, Vedic knowledge is perfect. Even the greatest learned scholars are bewildered in their attempt to understand the science of action if they neglect the authority of Vedic knowledge. Kṛṣṇa also says that. Chapter 4, text 18. Action, inaction, inaction, inaction. Even the great soul, they bewilder. Great learned soul, they bewildered also. So therefore, it's very difficult unless we follow the Vedic explanation of this thing. Otherwise, one cannot understand it. Childish, foolish people are attached to materialistic fruitive activity, although the actual goal of life to become uh, actual goal of life to become free from such activity. Therefore, the Vedic injunction is indirectly lead one to the path of ultimate liberation, first prescribing fruitive religious activity, just as a father promises his child candy so that child will take his medicine. So Veda also says that you do this activity, that activity, you will become happy. But that is just for liberation, just for to abandon this activity or free from that activity, liberate from this activity. Just like a medicine. Sometimes child will not reluctant to medicine. So therefore, to give the medicine, there has to be sugar coated. Similarly, the foodive activities has given ultimate goal is just like a government. A government is like giving license for liquor shop. It's not like government is encouraging the drunkard. No, it's to stop the drunkard. By this way, there's a restriction. If an ignorant person who has not conquered the material sense does not adhere to Vedic injunctions, certainly he will engage in sinful religious activity. Thus, his reward will be repeated birth and death. See, this is very, very consequence of those who are not, who want to enjoy, who do not want to go back to Godhead, who do not follow the process. By executing without attachment regulated activities prescribed in the Vedas, offering the result of such work to the Supreme Lord, one attain the perfection of freedom from the bondage of material work. Material fruitive results offered in the revealed scripture are not the actual goal of Vedic knowledge. They are meant for stimulating the interest of the person. Interest, so that all the regulations has been given. That supposing you drink, you eat, but you eat as offering. At the dead of the night, Umabasya day, you go to a place, isolated place, you kill and you cook and offer to the Kali, then you take. In this way, there is a restriction. The license is restriction, no, so that slowly you will stimulating the interest of the performer, that he will give up. One who desires to quickly cut the knot of false ego which binds the spirit soul should worship the Supreme Lord Kesava by the regulation found in Vedic literature such as Tantra. So these all the things are actually stimulating the performer. Having obtained the mercy of his spiritual master, he who reveals to the disciple the injunction of Vedic scripture, the devotee should worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the particular personal form of the Lord. Devotee finds most attractive. After cleansing oneself, purifying the body of pranayam, bhuta siddhi, other process, marking the body with sacred tilak, with protection, one should sit in front of the deity, worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So these are the injunction of the Vedas. The devotee should gather whatever the ingredients for worshipping the deities are available, make ready for offering. The ground, his mind, the deity, sprinkle his sitting place with water purification, prepare the bathing water, the paraphernalia. Devotee should then place the deity in his proper place, both physically within his own mind and within his own mind. Concentrate his attention, mark the deity's heart and other part of the body with tilak. Then he should offer us worship with appropriate mantra. These are the injunction has been given so that we can purify our action. One should worship the deity along with each limbs of his transcendental body, his weapons such as Sudarshan Chakra, his other bodily feature and personal associate, transcendental aspect of the Lord by its own mantra, with offering of water towards the feet, scented water, water towards the mouth, water of bath, water for bathing, fine clothing, ornament, fragrant oils, valuable necklaces, unbroken barleycorns, flower garland, incense lamp, having thus completed the worship in all its aspects, according to the prescribed regulation, one should then honor the deity of Lord Hari with prayers and offer obeisance to him by bowing down. So these are the process how we can purify our worship. Should become fully absorbed in meditating upon himself as an eternal servant of the Lord and should thus perfectly worship the deity, remembering that deity is also situated within his heart. Then he should take the remnant of deity's paraphernalia such as flower garland upon his head, respectfully put the deity back in his own place, thus concluding the worship. So this mode of worship is given also along with the duty of prayer. So the final verse is say that thus the worshipper of Supreme Lord should recognize that personality of God, it is all pervading, to worship him through his presence in fire, sun, water, other element. The heart of the guest one receive one's home also in one's own heart. In this way, worshipper will soon achieve the liberation. The question was asked that how you do the karma yogas, all the rituals, activities and all. So karma yoga, he told everything should be offered to the Lord. Whatever you do, everything should be done. Yat koroshi yat dasas. In this way, you can free from bondage. And Nimi Maharaj also asked about the ceremony, the rituals and ceremony, how to worship the Lord. So this his answer has been given. One should how to deity worship with all pancha. There are two kind of things, sodasopachar and pancha upachar. Per different paraphernalia, incense stick, arati, all the things that has been given. Narada Pancharatra also, any other books also, how to worship the Lord, the method. So in this way, one can liberate from himself because these are very auspicious. One can invoke the attention and mercy of the Lord. So this is the very important chapter, how to liberate from the energy. To summarize, the Nimi Maharaj asked four questions. First question is, what is the illusory potency? What is Maya? So Maya is a potency of the Lord, and Lord is very, very, powerful. So it captivates the conditioned soul under his clutches. So Maya is created, is one of the potency of the Lord. When Lord wanted to create it, so he glanced upon this Mahatattva, material nature, and created this Maya, particularly the potencies, three modes of material nature, mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. And he activated the conditioned soul to act under this Maya, influence of Maya. In this way, the conditioned soul is acting. And they're either want to enjoy sense gratifications eternally, or they want to liberate. It is up to them, their desire, their action. So in this way, everybody is captivated by the Maya. But how to free from the Maya is given that people wanted to enjoy under the influence of Maya, thinking that it is real. Everybody is misidentified the body. I am the body because body is enjoying. I'm enjoying means my body is eating. And so he's thinking that I am the body. In this way, they are perpetually bind. They are suffering or, in this material world. Therefore, if people who want real happiness, real enjoyment, they should permanent happiness, they should approach a spiritual master and seriously desire to they should approach a bona fide spiritual master. And from bona fide spiritual master, they should get initiation. They learn from them what is the process of pure devotional service. Because the pure devotional service only Lord is sold out. Lord will give himself. And by the process of pure devotional service in association of devotee, controlling the mind, sense, following the regulative principle, one can advance in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, and he will attain the stage of pure love of Godhead and liberated from this material existence only by bhakti process. Then the third question he asked, what is the quality of the Nārāyaṇa or Brahman? So everything comes out to absolute Brahman. So about the Brahman, he has given so many qualities of the Brahman, how the Brahman is separate from the body, and everything is coming from the Supreme Brahman. The soul is coming from the Supreme Brahman. They are the part and parcel spark, and spark cannot be equal to the fire in quantity. Qualitatively they are same, but quantitatively different. Then the fourth question asks about the karma yoga and the worship rituals for worshipping the Supreme Lord. Karma yoga means everything. Yat koroshi yat dasanas is just like Arjuna is doing. He's a military man. He is fighting for Kṛṣṇa, offering the result to Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa wants you fight, give the result to me. So he is fighting for the sake of Kṛṣṇa. So everything you should do dovetailing our activities for Krishna. As Lord himself say, whatever you do, whatever you give away, whatever action you do for me as an offering to me. In this way, you can free from the material bondage. And finally, he is asking about the rituals and how to worship the deity. That has been explained. We should to collect the all ingredient paraphernalia for worshipping the deity, cleaning, attention, focus your mind with faith, focus your attention in mind and body, use and worship the deity. In this way also one can liberate it. So this is a very important subject matter, how to liberate from the illusory energy. So we will stop here. Tantrasmin Bhavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Guru Premanande. Hari Hari.